I'm Chastity Vicencio reading for reviewer Chris Hayner. Bill and Ted Face the Music released in select theaters and on digital release on August 28th. It's the first film in the series since 1991's Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Face the Music has been in the works for over a decade, but even with that much development, the prospect of revisiting this franchise after so long is a scary one. Can it live up to the hype? Will it be a worthy entry into the existing canon? Could these 30-year-old characters even resonate in the modern day? Thankfully, the answer to all three of those questions is a resounding yes.
No way.
Yes way, Ted!
Bill and Ted Face the Music is practically everything you could have asked for and more. After 30 years, Bill, played by Alex Winter, and Ted, played by Keanu Reeves, are all grown up, have families, and yet are still the same slacker duo that are trying to unite the world with a single song. Unfortunately, it hasn't been working out, and they are visited by someone from the future who tells them their time is up. Now they have 78 minutes to come up with the song that will save the universe. Not too tall of an order, right? The key to this movie, just like others in the franchise, is the duo's performances. They're able to, for the most part, easily embody the characters they haven't played in nearly 3 decades. The chemistry between these two characters is as palpable as ever, likely due in part to the long-lasting friendship between the two actors. And the characters share more than just the bond of friendship, as they're both faced with their failure to achieve their potential in life. That makes it all the more engaging as they race against the clock to finally prove to themselves what they are capable of. If you've seen the trailer, you have some idea about their story in the film, as the duo jump in the phone booth once again to visit different versions of themselves on their journey. And honestly, each iteration of Bill and Ted you meet in the film is entertaining and worthy of a bit more screen time. If anything, that's the film's most notable flaw. At just over 90 minutes, Face the Music moves quickly and there are scenes you're likely going to want to see more of. Theirs is only one of the movie's stories, though. The film also introduces their daughters. Billy, played by Lundy-Paine, and Thea, played by Samara Weaving, nearly steal the show throughout. As Bill and Ted's kids, they are obviously best friends and love music and hanging out just as much as their dads. However, they're also brilliant. Seriously, they're geniuses. Whereas Bill and Ted rarely think their plans through or process what the next step will be, Billy and Thea are well-reasoned and incredibly intelligent. Lundy-Paine, in particular, is incredible as the daughter of Reeves' Ted, embodying some of his traits while also making the character her own. The rest of the cast more than holds their own in supporting roles with some truly exciting standouts. The most notable is Kristen Schall's role as Kelly, daughter of Bill and Ted's time-traveling mentor Rufus, played by the late George Carlin. She sets the duo on their new journey and, of course, winds up just as entangled with them as her dad, who makes a brief appearance using repurposed footage. Additionally, Gotham and Barry star Anthony Carrigan appears as a futuristic cyborg that ends up becoming one of the most hilariously sympathetic characters in the second half of the film. Lastly, it's impossible to talk about this movie without mentioning William Sadler reprising his role as Death. The character of Death was one of the best things about the original sequel, Bogus Journey, and 29 years later, Sadler still perfectly embodies the character.
Damn right!
He also benefits from possibly more character development than anyone else in the film, as viewers will learn a lot about what he's been up to since the events of Bogus Journey. That development makes him the emotional core of the second half of the film. What's most important about Face the Music is that it feels like a Bill and Ted movie. The visual effects have been upgraded, there are a bunch of new faces, and Bill and Ted are no longer teenagers. Still, the movie's energy fits right alongside Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey. Ed Solomon and Chris Matheson, who have co-written all 3 of these movies, told GameSpot that this is, in their mind, the final chapter in the story of Bill and Ted. If that is truly the case, they've left on a high note. That's far more than one could have expected when this movie finally became a reality. As excited as fans were, there was always a very real possibility it would never meet the hype. Thankfully, it blew it out of the water.
Let's rock!
Are you going to watch Bill and Ted Face the Music? And if you've seen it, what did you think? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to GameSpot Universe for more movie videos.